Welcome to Module 1, Lesson 6. This is our last lesson in Module 1, and we are going over fitting lines to data points, modeling linear functions. We don't need anything from a previous lesson for this one. And here are our learning objectives. We need to be able to create scatter plots for sets of data, and we want to be able to do that both by hand and in our calculator. We want to visually determine whether the set of data can be modeled by a linear function. Find approximate linear models for data, determine whether the linear model is a quote good fit for data, and then as always, apply real world information. Guessing you've already used this, QR codes and you are here, but as a reminder, you can pause and rewind as often as you need. So this lecture is at your pace, and then you need to look at your course calendar or schedule to see when this lesson's homework is due. In this intro video, I want to go ahead and just go to the next page. And let's have an introduction to a linear regression. Your definition of a linear regression is the procedure to determine the equation of a line that is the best fit for a set of data. So here's some examples of that. Focus this a little bit. You can see here we have a strong positive correlation and a strong negative correlation. And so you can see all of these points are kind of going in a positive direction. And when you put that line of best fit, it hits or touches those points. Here it's going to hit or touch those points right there. And the more that that line of best fit hits every data point, and specifically goes through it more in the middle, like these two right here, rather than just barely grazing it, the stronger that correlation is. So here you can see you have a weak positive correlation, but it is somewhat linear, right? It's still going in that line right there, but it's really not hitting a single point of that. So that's a pretty weak correlation. We have a negative weak correlation right here. It's hitting this one point. It's barely grazing maybe a couple of them, but a lot of them are not on that line. Here we have a more of a moderate one where it's hitting a lot more and it's more clumped together. And then you can see here we have no correlation. So this is going to be our first lesson of 4 on different types of regression. We're going to be focusing on linear regression in this one. We're going to end up doing quadratic regression in module 2. Then we'll do exponential and logarithmic regressions in module 3 and cubic and quartic regressions in module 4. So we're going to end up doing 6 different types of regressions over 4 different lessons, 1 in each module. Honestly, if you understand how to do linear regressions, it is almost the exact same for the other 3 lessons. So these lessons in general should be really easy because it's just repetition. Now, before we can do any of our regressions, we need to do this one-time setup on our calculator. So follow the steps or follow along with me. We want to first hit second 0, which you can see down here is my catalog. So I'm going to hit second 0, and I want to arrow down to DiagnosticON. So I would just hold that arrow. It's quite a bit down here. We have a lot of functions that we can do on our calculator. So go all the way down to DiagnosticON. And you can see there's an on and an off. Make sure you go to on and then hit enter twice. So enter and then enter. Once you get to this screen here showing done, then you are ready to move on to the next video.